What's up, guys? It's me again, Mr. Voiceman. It's been far too long since my last video. I'd like to personally apologize for that. I've been talking about doing it a while. It's taken me a while to get around to it, but hey, the rigors of everyday life come, they go, but you guys are still there waiting for a new video. So let's get right down to it. Ravens news, that's a completely, just not, I can't do that topic right now. There's a little more frustration I have there with the team right now than I do anything else. That's more for another day. But good things in Baltimore right now. The Orioles are, well, they are more than exceeding expectations. Me personally, I got to be honest, the pitching looked thin, the lineup looked awful. I did not like our chances of doing anything major this year, but hey, I've been wrong quite a few times before, and this was no exception. The Orioles, as of today, are only a game out of first place, but they find themselves in a losing streak that it's not even a losing streak. It is a bad luck streak. I mean, everything that could possibly happen has happened to these guys lately. The only real bright spot is Brian Mattis, as we remember how god-awful he was last year. Over his last 6 starts, I think he's 5-1 ERA south of 3, so somewhere in the 2.5 range. So he's pitching like we knew he could. Good mix on his curveball and his fastball. The velocity is back, low to mid 90s. I think I've seen him top 94 a few times. So that's been a good surprise. Jason Hamill, who was the main part of the Jeremy Guthrie trade, he has, I guess you could say, not unjustly, but he's pitched like the ace of the staff, according to Jason. Sitting in the bullpen in Colorado gave him a chance to think about things. Pardon me. And he was really just, he taught himself how to pitch again. He did a lot of work with a sinker. And to me, he's like a stronger, harder throwing Scott Erickson. Mid-90s on the fastball with a lot of sinks, so his ground balls are going to be astronomical, which is great for our ballpark. But the guy strikes out a hell of a lot of batters. I think he's averaging at least 5 or 6 a game. He even has fallen on some rough spots lately, but that's in part due to discomfort in the knee that he plants on. He's had the fluid drain, so hopefully that enhances durability and gets him deeper into games, because that's what the Orioles need right now. The starting pitching outside of Hamill and Brian Mattis, the only other guy who's been really worth noting is our wonderful Taiwanese import, Wei Chen. Really smart, intelligent lefty. You know, he's same makeup as Mattis, a little bit softer thrower, but he really knows how to mix it in his pitch as well, and he's really kept people off balance. But lately, hitters haven't been too kind to him. He was hit really hard this last outing against Tampa, and it seems as though maybe people are starting to figure him out a little bit. So now is the true test of a major league pitcher. Let's see if he can adjust to the people adjusting to him. As we all know, baseball is a game of adjustments, and if you hear the word adjustment one more time and you want to stop listening to it, please go ahead and stop now, because that's not adjustable out of this video. But out of that, starting pitching has not been great as of late. Jake Arrieta, your opening day starter, he was phenomenal. But outside of another great start against the Yankees, and one that he should have gotten the win in against the Nationals, he has been the south side of awful. In the last 6 starts, he's 0-6 with a 7 ERA. In his last 9 starts, he's 1-8 with about a 9 or a 10.5 ERA. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious how he's pitching. Me personally, I think that's kind of due in part the last 2 seasons he's been in the majors. He's been pitching with bone spurs in his pitching elbow, and for some reason, instead of getting them removed right away, he said, well, let me go ahead and throw through it. And he taught himself how to pitch well, as we saw last year. Problem was, bone spurs started to inflame his elbow, and after a while they had to shut him down and go ahead and remove the bone spurs. So I think best course of action for the Orioles right now, they need to send Jake down, let him work his game out, teach himself how to pitch good, which we know he can do. He's shown glimpses this year, and let him get his head on straight. We've got plenty of depth down in the minors right now. We know we can take care of it until he comes back. Tommy Hunter, that ship has sailed. He's worthless. Unless he's a middle reliever, there's no point in having him in the rotation anymore. The first time through the order, He's unhittable for the most part, but that second time and third time around, usually in the fourth to seventh innings, that's when teams absolutely annihilate him, and that's why he's in AAA right now. So we got a few options down in the minors. For those of you who do watch Mid-Atlantic Sports Report and do watch the Orioles pregame shows, Dave Johnson's son Steve is knocking at the door right now in AAA Bowie. His record's not that beautiful. I think he's 3-5 or 4-6, but his ERA is under 3, so we know he doesn't give up a lot of runs a game. He suffers from Jeremy Guthrie syndrome down in the minors. I think he has a stipulation in his contract, though. If he's not brought up soon, he has the option to opt out, and a lot of people are saying he might do that. Luckily, Jake Arrieta has been throwing like tar garbage, so this is the opportunity he might get to put his foot in the door and say, this is why I belong in the majors, just like my dad did. We're all waiting for Zach Britton. Apparently he's been looking good, but his fastball command isn't quite there yet. So 2 or 3 more starts, extend his pitch count a little more, and he should be up and ready to go. Chris Tillman, his velocity's back, but he's still that enigmatic starter who shows flashes, but really is looking like maybe no more than a glorified number 5 starter. Hopefully he can turn it around, but until Britton gets here, and we do need that 5th starter, I say Steve Johnson and Tillman might be our 2 best options. And now the Orioles lineup. The good things, they lead their tops in majors in home runs. Well, not the top, but they're in the top 5. That's definitely a surprise. Adam Jones has emerged as that star we all knew he was going to be. Wieters was off to a fast start. Markakis looked like he'd finally found a swing again. J.J. Hardy was settling in, has been settling in, doing beautifully like he did last year. And that's about it. Injuries have absolutely decimated this lineup. Nolan Rymond was hitting about 340 with 6 home runs and 10 to 15 runs batted in. The only person actually hitting with runners in scoring position. He's got a bulging disc in his lower backs. Last check, second epidural did not have the desired effect. He might need a 3rd epidural. He might need to go in for surgery, which could, put him out for probably the rest of the year, or at least, I believe, minimum is 8 weeks. So that's a big loss and gaping hole in our lineup. Adam Jones, he's got 2 sore wrists from assorted bumps, bruises, and whatnot. He's still able to play. Markakis, on the other hand, broken bone in his right wrist. He will not be in action for another 3 weeks at minimum. So that's another wonderful blow to the lineup. Matt Wieters has been mired in a, I believe, as of before yesterday's game, a 3 for 42 slump, which I don't even care to do the math, but I know that's in the ones or the low 0.0 area. As we baseball pundits like to say, he's riding the Mendoza line pretty hard below it. And the strikeouts are atrocious. This team has struck out a total of 500 times already. We're tops in the major leagues. We're too free a swinger, but if we're not hitting home runs, we cannot manufacture runs because we strike out with men on base all the time. We lead the majors in games where we've struck out more than 10 times. That's a horrible stat. The only bright spot I can really offer right now on the horizon is Brian Roberts is on his rehab and on his way back. Even if he's 75% of what he used to be, I will take that over Robert Andino being my leadoff guy because he leads the team in strikeouts. Mark Reynolds, big surprise there. And I know you guys are going to laugh, but I really think perhaps Miguel Tejada might be worth a call-up. Yeah, that really hurts. I'm sorry. Miguel Tejada, yeah, he's in the minors right now, doing a rehab stint, getting himself back in baseball shape. He's no longer the home run hitter, but he's still hitting for singles and doubles, and right now that's what we need. So give him a call-up, you put him at 3rd base, and hope that something can catch fire, because right now this lineup is so in jeopardy of just letting the bottom fall out and falling way out of the standings very quickly. So that's a quick Orioles update. Any questions or comments or anything, leave them in the message box below, and hopefully I can get around to making another video soon about the Orioles and keep these coming at a regular pace until preseason and training camp are underway, and we can start giving you some Ravens details, a little bit more polish in these videos. So this is Mr. Voiceman. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.